expert at translation and even trying to break Sandhi as he reads.
Your first one, right?
Remember, Sandhi is the joining together of words. I used the English example last time of come here. Instead of saying come here, you run the two words together. And we don't write that way in English, but in Sanskrit they write that way. And for the poetry, you don't break those combinations. But to make sense, and I take it we want to understand the words of the Gita, you need to break Sandhi. So you have to look at it and sort of. I heard Ben was really in a good way, or his teacher John Tabor, read where there's a way of reading where you can kind of keep it, but also indicate that you know that the Sandhi is there, that's where the words break. And that's a kind of goal, but you're not going to get that right off. So it's better, I think, to practice actually breaking the Sandhi. That way you can understand the individual words. Now, this is called transliteration. It's not a translation. It's from one alphabet into another. It's quite exact. The Sandhi is not broken. It's not even a bad idea if you're getting along with this language, is to take a pencil or something and mark it where the break is. Okay. Now, one other thing I wanted to do before Ben treats us to his effort, and then I think followed by Kendra, or maybe Kendra's going to go first, I don't know, is cases. We're not going to worry too much about verbs. I'll tell you the grammar of the verbs, but it's not too hard to learn the 8 cases. There are 8 cases in Sanskrit. English, has 3 cases, I think? The subject and the object, who, whom, whose, the genitive belonging to whom, to somebody. Latin, I think, has 5 cases. German has several cases. And this means you don't have to have word order, and you don't have to have prepositions. The sentence fits together by the interactions of the cases along with the verb. So the subject of the verb will be the nominative case, the object will be in the accusative case. There are already 2 cases, and we throw in with the nominative case what's called the vocative. When you say, hey Krishna, there are a lot of vocatives in here where there's this, and it's really easy because you drop all the terminations for the vocative. So it's a pretty easy go and say, hey anybody, hey Arjuna, hey Madhusudana. There are a lot of words like that. That's the vocative case, so there's 3. And then the third case, they don't really count the vocative as a full-scale case, so maybe there's 7.5 cases, because it doesn't interact with the rest of the sentence, right? It's just, hey, so-and-so. But the third case is called the instrumental case, by someone or with someone, with an instrument. The fourth is the dative, hey Shivaya. Namaste is dative, te is you, twam is nominative, twam is accusative, and tuena is instrumental, and then te is, so when you're saying namaste, you're using the dative case in Sanskrit. I would never say that to my teacher, because it's informal. It's like, it's the informal, lots of language have formal and informal, so te. So in a way, when you say namaste, it's really neat, just as a little side comment, is since when you're saying, you wouldn't say that to an adult normally, in normal interaction. You wouldn't say namaste. That's like for children, your boyfriend or something like that, family member maybe. you would say the formal, bhavate, the formal use. So I think when there's a violation of a conversational rule that you would use the formal with adults, that kicks in a metaphoric sense. So I think the popularity of namaste is really, I bow to the child in you. I bow it because te is, it's not you as that full-grown, complicated individual. It's that sweet child in your heart. Namaste. That's the fourth case, the te. The fifth is the ablative. So people who read philosophy, as these two did during the year, they're very familiar with the ablative because it gives the cause or the reason. And then the genitive is something that English does have: whose, hers, his, belonging to, the genitive case. And finally, there's the locative, in or on. And so these cases means you dispense with prepositions, dispense with word order. Okay, that's our little grammatical lesson for today. And so we'll proceed now to the Gita. And I think we're at verse 28. I think we finished with 27, right? Is that right? Yeah, so so Arjuna has been filled with kripiya, with pity. That's in Shloka case. And he sits down and he says this word, Arjuna Uvacha.
Yeah, we had gone halfway through.
So starting with Drishtema.
Okay, but let's try to break something.
Okay. So Drishtva.
Drishtva, very good.
Can we identify what line we're on?
Sure.
We're at the very bottom of the page on page 7.
So Drishtva, to see, seen.
Seeing, right?
And then Imam.
Imam, good.
Imam, that. Sva. Jnanam.
Janam, yes.
Janam. So Drishtve-mam, Sva Janam. Krishna. And then Yuyutsum. Those are broken up into two words, I think, too, aren't they? Is that one? That's one. Wanting to fight. Yuyutsum. Samupashtitam.
Very good way to say. Drishtva is a participle, so seeing this imam, swajanam, own people, its own family. Yuyutsum, modified. Adjectives always agree in case and number with the nouns they modify. Yuyutsum is an adjective, and that you take a root, yud is the fight, we'll find that, and you duplicate the first part of it and add a su. It means a desiderative. So desiderative means desiring to whatever. Here the root is yud, to fight, so desiring to fight, and Krishna is a vocative.
So,
Like, hey Krishna, seeing these, our own people, desiring to fight, gather together, samupastitam, so then go on, next one.
So Siddhanta or Siddhanti?
Siddhanti.
So Siddhanti, Mama, Gatrani, Mukam, Cha Parishushayati.
Parishushati. Actually we have to change it to having been seen. These things having been seen. The subject of the verb siddhanti is gatrani. Right? My limb. Mama is mine. My limbs. And then look, the verb comes first. Siddhanti.
So he sunk down.
They seek down. And then
Mama, I myself sink down, or
my limbs
my limbs.
sink down.
Katrani, mukam, face or mouth, to dry up, parishushati.
Very good, parishushati. That is my mouth is the subject of, that's the nominative. Now, unfortunately, there are 3 genders. I don't think, it's grammatical category. And mukam is neuter, so that's why it sometimes looks like an accusative. Actually, in the neuter, the nominative and the accusative are the same. And the cha is a conjunction, and the conjunction always comes after it's a whole phrase that's conjoined, right? It's a whole, and it comes after usually there is a few words about word order. The standard practice for a conjunction like cha is for it to come after the first word of what's being conjoined in the conjunction. So after mukam. So my limbs sink down and my mouth dries up.
Vipatushcha sharire me romaharsh
Now, remember, cha is just that conjunction. So the reason there's the sha before the cha is again sandhi, right? So actually, if you're going to restore the sandhi, you don't need to do this, but it would, if you were to write it out without sandhi, it would be a visarga, those 2 dots, the H with a dot under it.
Oh, okay.
So it'd be vepatu cha churi me romaharsha cha. There's the sandhi jayate.
Jayate. So vipatushcha, trembling, tremor. Sharire, bodily strength.
Well, sharire, what case is sharire in?
Sharire, what do you say? Sharire, locative?
Locative, very good. So the subject is trembling, and there is trembling where? In may and mama may be the same thing. They're just, they put, for the meter, they put mama sometimes, depending on the meter, right? We have a totally regular meter. 16 syllables to a line, 8 syllables to a half line. So that's why it's mama and one in the first line and may, and they mean exactly the same thing. So in my body. So again, word order doesn't matter, right? Okay, and then Roma Harshascha.
Hair stands up. Hair standing
Yeah,
up.
Roma Har. Maybe I've always thought of that. It could be the hair standing up, but I thought it's sort of like the hair on your arms.
Bristles.
Bristles.
Yeah, there it is, right.
Jayate, to make.
Jayate, ja is born, right? Is born, right? Is produced, and that's a passive verb. Very good.
That's what I got. You?
Yeah, okay. So 30, Gandivam Sram Sate Hastat Tvat Cha Eva.
Very good. Cha Eva, good. You ever see that?
Paridayate Na Cha Shaknomi.
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 Shaknomya, but then the E goes with the ava statum,
I see. Okay.
Right? That's the sandhi, shaknomyava statum, and it's shaknomi. That's the common first person ending. Ava statum is an infinitive.
Ava statum. Brahmati
Brahmati
Eva.
Eva. It's
Eva.
two E's.
Oh, Ramati. Eva.
It's two short E's make one long E.
Oh, it's Eva.
That's
not
the sound.
Eva.
It's not Eva. It's Eva,
Cha.
as it were. Eva.
Okay. Mana. So, the Gandiva, his bow,
That's the name of his bow. It's so
yeah.
precious. It's named.
slips from my hand.
Right.
My skin is burning, or like even my skin is burning.
Twuk Eva.
What's
Twuk
the Eva doing there? Like,
Yeah.
also my skin is, what's Cha and Eva both seem like they're also here.
No, cha is could just and,
Okay.
but Ava is emphasis.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So
My skin's really burning here.
yeah.
Okay. I have no power to stand.
Nachat
Or
Shukramai,
something.
I cannot, hold still.
And something like my mind is racing, like my mind is wandering or running
Brahmati,
all over.
right? Brahma is wandering,
Uh-huh.
Brahmati, and then Iva, as it were.
Uh-huh.
in my mind.
Oh, it is as if my
I,
mind
you
were-
know, I don't think to take the Iva. Remember, this is poetry.
Okay.
Sometimes they have to
Okay.
throw in little words like Iva and so on to make them.
So don't always
I
try
don't
to
mean to
stick in
be.
there. Yeah.
That sounds a little flip to say that the reason that they're saying this is to make the meter come out right. But come on,
Okay.
you've got to have the meter come out right, and it's not easy in every case. You throw in some little
Uh-huh.
sort of meaningless words.
Sure.
Iva doesn't mean very much.
Okay. Okay. I quit. Now it's your problem.
Does anybody else want to try? Anyway.
I can only read pronunciation and reading, I can't translate yet.
Okay, so what's the best way for me to proceed? Like last time, just read it and translate and give a few hints here or there about the grammar? Or?
I think it's great. I think what you did was great. If you want, right, I had this fantasy, if you really want to, you can pick on people and make them read, and maybe they'll get into the habit of being able to read, even if they're using the transliteration.
You don't think they're gonna run?
I think that they, you can't make them do anything. They'll just say no if they want. But I have a feeling they'll try. It's Roman letters. They'll learn a lot quickly. Does that sound
Okay.
crazy? Do you guys
No,
want to
no,
try
no.
just pronouncing?
And the lady,
I'm
what's your name again? I'm sorry.
Robin,
You know some. You want to try one?
I don't have the,
Here,
I
you
gave
can-
my papers to somebody else and they.
I'm gonna give you another one.
Yeah.
To me.
Here, I've got one right here.
Okay.
Sorry. Wait.
You guys need to read well.
Try it. What's the worst that can happen? We'll laugh at you. Ha ha. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
I'm down to try.
Good. I think people can try. They can do it. Safe space.
So we're on page.
Did you volunteer just now? No.
Yeah, she will next.
Okay.
But Robin's ready.
Robin's
Yeah,
ready?
31?
Okay, 31.
Is that true?
Okay.
Yeah.
31.
Yeah.
Does it start with na?
It does. Nin.
Nimatani.
Yeah. Loud. Loud.
I want to make sure I'm on the right one. Is ne?
Nin.
Ni.
Nina, the line above.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was wrong.
Nimatani.
Nimetani ka
Cha.
cha
Yeah.
pachi
Pashyami.
pashyami vipari tani
Very good.
keshava.
Keshava.
I have no clue what that means.
That's the vocative. That's Hey Krishna.
Oh,
Hey
the whole
Keshava.
line?
Yeah, keep reading.
Because Keshava is calling Krishna by a different name.
Yes.
Yeah,
They're like
pretty hair.
10 or 15 names for Krishna.
Yeah, right. Okay, I kind of remembered that. Naka,
Nacha.
Nacha, I keep saying it Nacha, Shreya,
Shrey.
Shreyo Nu Pashyami,
Pashyami. Anupashyami.
Hatva,
Very good. Hatva.
Svajana Mahave.
Swajana Mahave.
Yay,
So
Robin.
it's actually very good, very good. It's Swajanam, to break Sunday would be Swajanam Ahave. And then with Sunday, Swajanam Mahave. But the word is Ahave. You won't find Mahave in the dictionary. Right?
So when you say break Sunday, you look for the Sunday to change how you say it then?
Yeah, I think change how you say it because that indicates that you understand what the word is. I mean, you have to do that to actually read. Right? You have to know what the words are. So I think it's a good practice to try to break Sunday. In fact, a lot of beginning Sanskrit texts, they break it for you. They don't write it like this. By the way, Sunday is, strictly speaking, optional. It's because this is poetry, or I don't know. You know, if they have these palm leaf manuscripts, and you know, I don't know. It's like a kind of shorthand, right? These combined characters, and you know, bringing it all together instead of breaking it apart. It's I don't know, my best guess about why it became such a standard practice.
Are there manuscripts that don't use Sunday?
Yes, but rarely.
Yeah.
I mean, occasionally they won't use Sunday, and it's like a comma.
Wow.
If they, you know, they could have used Sunday, but they don't use Sunday, it's sort of like, there's a pause here.
Wow. Okay.
That's the kind of but typically, no, they always write with Sunday.
Yeah.
How do you know when to break a Sunday?
It just takes a little bit of experience, or like, I don't know, 30 rules. The vowel Sunday we can learn very fast. If you want to look at the vowels, if you just look, e, u, ri, a, I, o, ow. Okay. Plus equals plus equals like prana is the word for prana, and then ayama, right? So prana and becomes pranayama, right? Prana is breath, and ayama is stretching it or controlling it. So together, prana and ayama becomes pranayama, or Adho Mukha Svanasana. All of those things have Sunday in it. Navasana. I don't know, Vriksha, Asana. Asana is one word. Vriksha is one word. Vriksha and asana. Vrikshasana. Right? And so this vowel Sunday is very easy. Adding all the uhs to whatever always it just makes it everyone. Plus e or e equals a. Right? And e a. E a. E a. And either one. Now plus u is o. So u o, like kata upanishad, katopanishad, right? Or do we have any in sort of asana names that have that kind of Sunday?
How about or not a, but there's like Prasarita Padottanasana, like Padottanasana. Prasarita it's Pada Uttanasana.
That's right. U
Right.
and the pada and the u becomes pado.
Padottanasana.
Right.
Yeah. Or Parshvottanasana, we call like pyramid pose or something, but it's really like it's like you're doing Uttanasana, but you're doing it to the side. It's Parshva Uttanasana.
There you go.
Right? Is Parshva
Parshvottanasana. Right.
yeah.
Very good. That's a good example of it. Yeah. Well, that's enough for today. And I mean, look, it's really a kind of catch-22 because you really need to know the words in order to be able to break the Sunday, and you got to be able to break the Sunday to know the words.
Chicken or the egg? Or something.
I don't know if this is silly, but I heard.
But you know, it's not every word that is Sundayized, so to say, right? I mean, you notice that they're, you know, Nimitani, that's not Sunday. Cha, Pashyami, Viparitani, none of that. There's no Sunday there, right? There's actually no Sunday in this until the very last word, Swajanam Ahave. And ma always Sundays with a vowel. See, ma combines very easily with ma, ma, me, right? Mu, mo, and so on, right? But a lot of letters do not combine very easily, so they just leave them, right?
So what does that spa jhana mean?
Oh, mother.
So
Is jhana mean? Is that
which line are you
that
in?
last word that you were saying that had the whole
That has the Sunday?
Yeah.
As Swajanam, Swa,
Swajanam.
and then Janam,
Mhm.
and then Ahave. Ahava means battle, and it's in the locative, so it's Ahave, and it's Swajanam, that is the accusative singular, that's the object of Hatwa, killing our own people in battle. I do not see the good in that. Anu Pashyami, I do not see the good in that. Nimatanacha, Pashyami, and I see Nimatana, omens. Omens.
Oh, wow.
Bad omens, viparitani. First is I see omens, but what kind of omens? Viparitani. See, nimitani and viparitani. See, the adjective viparitani modifies nimitani, even though it's spaced very far apart. It's the declension that shows you that, right? So, nimitani chapashyami viparitani keshava. Oh Krishna, I see adverse omens, and I do not see the good, Shreya, in killing our own people in battle. Okay, so what's your name?
I'm Stephanie. I'm very novice though, so maybe I should not. I
That's
can
okay.
You
try.
can do it, it's okay.
Okay, I just wanted to preface if I totally botched it.
Just heard me, right?
You're courageous.
Nakanse Vijam
Nakangshe, good. Vijayam.
Vijam Krishna Nacha Rajam Sukani Cha
Very good.
Kimno Rajan Jana
Rajena.
so it's more G. Govinda Kim Ko.
This one's hard.
Okay. Bogar.
Well, you see, and I see in the transliteration it's easier. In the Devanagari, you can see the R is tacked on the top of the G because Bogair Jivatenava. So that's that shorthand writing, right? So they tack on the R. But in the transliteration, you see Bogar. If you had a pencil, you should make a slash between after the R and before the G. I'm sorry, J. before the J and after the R.
Good job, Stephanie.
Very good.
So is that,
But this is a hard one to translate.
is that a natural Sunday? And was that the Sunday there?
Excuse me?
Is that a Sunday that you just shared right there?
Bogair is a Sunday because it should be Bogai, and the Visarga after the vowel before the soft consonant G changes to R. That's a Sunday rule.
I'll put so I made a web page, okay, for the class, okay, which is nirgunayoga.com/Gita, okay.
Okay.
And I'm putting up videos, okay, of each
Okay.
class, but I also put up a link to a Dropbox, okay. If I forget, remind me, okay. But you can get files in the Dropbox, like the files that I gave you. You can get digitally, but I'll also put up a Sunday chart,
Okay.
okay. So
Very
you
good.
can see. You look at what the last letter is from the previous word and the first letter is from the next
Yeah,
word, and you
and
can
how
look
they
together
combine.
and see
Yeah.
what happens.
That's really good, but don't be intimidated by how complex the Sunday chart is, because there's some very common one, like Vrikshasana, and combining to make but there are also some very, what do you want to say, arcane ones. So it's not like you have to know all the Sunday rules. So don't be intimidated by the complex, because if you get a full chart, there's going to be like a lot of rules.
Well, if you're a hack like me, then every time you're trying to translate, you just have the stupid chart next to you, and you just go, that one.
Well, I do that. Look, I have a table here of all declensions.
Oh, that's kind of you.
It's all each noun has 24 forms, right?
Right.
Singular, dual, and plural in the 8 cases. So, I don't know. So I'm a little cheat book. Okay. Anyway. So who is?
Well, we have to
Translate the verse for us, if you would,
translate
sir.
it first.
Kindly translate us.
Oh,
the
we're going to
verse.
translate this one.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah, unless Stephanie wants to do it.
Okay. I mean, I can cheat from my other book, but
Can
I'd
you?
rather learn.
You want to try?
No, go ahead.
Okay, not,
Alright.
but you don't know, but it's going to be,
Who knows
you
where
don't
it's
know
gonna go?
where it's going to go yet, right? But Kangshe, well, there it is. That's a verb that means desire, right? So I do not, and the ending tells you that it's first person singular.
Okay.
So it's I do not desire. I do not desire. What do I not desire? Accusative case, vijayam, victory. Hey Krishna, that's the vocative case. Hey Krishna, I do not desire. And look, that's 8 syllables. You'd actually, you don't put commas in Sanskrit, but the half lines, there's a kind of natural pause after 8 syllables, right? Nakangshe vijayam Krishna, that's 8. Nacha rajam sukhanicha. And the verb goes over with these other accusative. And, see, the and comes after the second element of what's conjoined. So, and I do not desire kingdom or pleasures.
And that's Rajam and Sukha.
That's right. I do not desire victory, Krishna, and I do not desire kingdom, rulership, and pleasures. Kim, no, here's what's hard. Kim, no, that's actually no. No is what you call it is an alternative form of the first person plural pronoun aham, and it can be in either any of 3 cases. Here, I think it's genitive. So, and this is a peculiar usage of the instrumental case, rajena. What it means is, what with rulership for us?
What are they to us?
What is it to us, right?
Yeah.
Rajena, that's instrumental. With, what is it to us to have rulership? Govinda, that's another word for Krishna, vocative case. Kim, and then again, the same construction, Kim. What is it? Bogai, that's instrumental plural. Bogai, the R is for Sandhi, to join the Bogai with, that's the Visarga after Bogai, that's instrumental plural. What, and again, we carry over to us, right, the no. What is it, what is enjoyment to us, or life itself? Having, understanding that we have to kill these people. All right? Okay.
Couple questions.
So he's quite going against the traditional ethic of the warrior. And it's also important, I think it's absolutely crucial. Some people do disagree with this, so this is an interpretation. But I think it's absolutely important that Arjuna is a just war. They're in the right. They've been,
Right.
yeah. Now, some people say it doesn't matter, but I think it does matter. I don't think Krishna would tell him, but never mind. Okay.
Where's the us, the reference
No.
of the, no.
No, it's
right, you said that.
it's na with a visarga. So N-A-H with a dot under it, which is an alternative form, a kind of very colloquial form for three forms of the first person plural pronoun. It can be dative, genitive, or even accusative.
Okay.
So, but the way you translate it is however you need to translate it in English so that it makes sense.
Okay.
So it's, what is it to us?
Uh-huh.
To us is probably the best for
Yeah.
that. And that na carries through the whole.
Okay. Right.
So would you say this is kind of set up as a rhetorical question?
Yeah.
It's like this is a rhetorical.
I don't think it's a rhetorical.
It's not really. Is he really?
Yeah,
asking
it is a
Krishna
rhetorical
this?
question. You're
Or
right.
is he just expounding and saying?
He's saying, I don't want to live. If I have to kill my own,
It's not worth anything.
if I have to kill people I love,
It's not worth it.
it's not worth anything. What are we fighting for?
Right. So it's a rhetorical.
Yeah, it
argument
is.
that he's making.
Yeah, it is rhetorical. Okay. Yesham Marthe. So it's Yesham Arthe. So Yesham Arthe. Kangshitam no rajam boga sukhanicha.
Yeah.
Ta ime avastita yude pranans tyaptva dananicha. See, there is a rhythm there. I don't know if you could hear it on maybe poetry very well. But. So, he's very emotional, right? It comes out. Yesham Arthe, for Arthe is for whose sake. Yesham is genitive plural. What do you call that pronoun? Yeah. Who introduces who, whom, whose, right? For whose sake? Kangshitam no rajam. Kangshitam past passive participle modifying rajam. So kingdom is desired by us. No, again, no can be of those you sort of do with what helps in English.
Okay.
For whose sake kingdom is desired by us. Boga sukhanicha. So it's for their sake that we want the kingdom. It's for their sake. And it's for their sake that we want enjoyments and pleasures. Te ime avastita yude. And this is so poignant. Those who have gathered here, chaptwa, They're ready to give up their life and their wealth, dhananicha. So, tyaptva, abandoning, tyaj, that's a participle, and adjective is pranan. Pranan's not just breath, but life itself. So, these people are they're here in battle, ready to give up their life and their wealth. It's crazy.
So Arjuna is saying this.
Yeah, Arjuna is saying this. Yeah, Arjuna, he's changed. He's beginning to change, right? Now, a little later is when he gives, I think, some disreputable opinions about contemporary mores, but here, he's really showing that and I don't know, various interpreters say this is a kind of first step in yoga, to be discontent with the contemporary situation.
Vairagya.
Yeah, it's sort of like Buddha, the Buddhist sarvam dukkam. That gotta change.
But aren't the contemporary mores for him as a warrior to fight this battle?
That's what Krishna says. That's how Krishna answers.
So that is the contemporary mores.
To fight. Yeah,
To fight.
come on, it's a just war. He's a warrior. He's the greatest archer. He's been trained.
Right.
And come on, the other guys are wrong.
So, but he's questioning that, and isn't questioning that. He's questioning the morality of killing these people.
That's right. Now, the very next word, acharya. Acharya. Now, the number one acharya is his archery teacher, Drona. He's the best archer,
Right.
and that's throughout the Mahabharata. This is one small portion of this great Indian epic, and that's his teacher. He loves his teacher, and that he calls him Acharya, and he was referred to as Acharya earlier.
Right.
And it may be that's all. The plural is used often just as respect, so it may not be that there's more than one Acharya. Even though it's plural here, maybe just he's talking about Drona, his archery teacher. But he says, Acharya Pitra Putras Tataiva Pitamaha Matula Shwashura Pautra Shyala Sambandhinas Tata. These are fathers, Pitra, Putras, children. Tada Eva Pitamaha, grandfathers. Matula, I think Matula is uncles. Shashura, these are some uncommon words. Brothers-in-law. Pautra, grandchildren. Shwala. I don't remember what Shwala is. Something.
I think nephews is in there somewhere.
It's what?
Might be nephews.
So nephews, okay. Somebody, they're all related. We're all related to that. Right. Etan nahantu michami. I do not want to kill these people. Etan, them. It's a pronoun. Nahantum ichami. I do not. And then the Sandhi is hantum ichami. So it's hantum michami because that Sandhi Sandhiizes combines more readily than any other consonant, right? It goes with all the vowels. So it's hantum ichami. I do not want to kill these people, even if they kill me. Gatopi. He's the speaker, and that the gato is past passive participle modifying the speaker, masculine singular. Even if I'm killed. And then a vocative, Madhusudano, slayer of Madhu. Api trilokira jasya heto kimnu mahipate. Even hetu, remember, you two will remember, hetu is the reason, or the cause. Even if the cause were rulership of the three worlds. Even that, how much less for earth, Mahikrite. I mean, I wouldn't want to kill these people even if I got the rulership of the three worlds. how much, so, what to say about Nihitya Datrashtran Naka Priti Syan Janardana Papameva Ashriyet Asman Hatva Etan Atatayinaha. Again, a participle, Nihatya, Dhartarashtran. Remember, Dhritarashtra is the blind king bad guy. And he starts off the Gita with, Dharma Kshetra, Kurukshetra. He was the very first speaker. And I don't know, I'm trying to think of an example in English, but the Dri becomes Dar by its abstraction. Like, what's a name like you say, I don't know, I'm trying to think, Franco, that doesn't quite work. Where you expand, if you have some family name and you kind of make it more general. This is very common in Sanskrit. So you take the name and you make a kind of ness or hood, like being a Dhritarashtra. A bin guy. Yeah, something like that, right?
Jeffersonian.
A Jeffersonian, very good. Yeah. A Jeffersonian. That's exactly what this is. It's a Dhritarashtrian.
Right. When we're all your followers later, we'll be known as the Philippetians.
I'm not terrible, though. Boy. But Dhritarashtra, that's what that. Ka priti. How can there be joy? Syat. You might probably, if you don't know anything about Jainism, I think it's sometimes said Jainism. Syadvada, everything is maybe. They don't assert anything. They always say Syadva, right? It could be this way, it could be that way. And so the Syat is a very, which is, it's a kind of subjunctive. So what would be, right? How could there be? In English we have a bunch of subjunctives: could, would, should, so on. And you take a subjunctive in Sanskrit like this, and the context determines exactly what flavor of subjunctive you give it in English. So I think here it would be, how could there be joy? Trying to make it a little colloquial. How could there be joy, Priti? Janardana, another name for Krishna, evocative. Papam eva ashriyet. Papa is sin. Would ashriyet on us, would descend on us. Killing, hatwa, get a participle. Etan, here's a Sandhi. The in is another very common Sandhi consonant. Etan, tatayinaha. So the one word is etan, actually it's hatwa. This is got a lot of Sindhi. Hatwa, etan, tatayinaha. So killing these, the pronoun atatayinaha, that modifies. I looked that up in the dictionary. It's a very uncommon word. It seems to be, it's a word, it's a military word. It means those who have their bowstrings attached.
So locked and loaded, or what?
Yeah, I guess if you're an archer, you don't put the
It's
bowstring,
attached, you're ready.
you don't attach it until you're ready to shoot.
You could shoot, yeah.
Right. That's what atatayina means. They got their bowstrings attached.
You're ready to fight.
Yeah,
Cool.
not so cool.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
the language.
Yeah, the language, yeah.
Or drawn, I think.
The word itself is kind of cool.
I mean, Mona Williams-
Off the tie, you know.
says literally just like drawn.
Drawn. That's right.
Like, you know, actually like
And
pulled
yeah,
back.
and remember that they're out there in the middle.
Yeah, right.
They're out in the middle having this conversation.
Stakes are high.
Yeah. So tasmat, therefore, na arha vyam hantu dashrata. So did I read that already? No, that's just repeating what was come before. Tasmat na. So this tasmat na. Ta changes to na in front of na. So tasmat is the sandhi. Tasmat is therefore. Na. Arha. There's a lot of sandhi there.
Yeah.
Tasmat na arha vyam. We are not. Arha is a value term. Again, I think you have to use it according to context. So it's like we should not. Therefore, we should not kill those people. We should hantum tartarashtan swabandhavan, our own people. For, and we give a reason. He swajanam hi katam hatwa sukina syamamadava. For having killed our own people, how katam could we be happy, O Madhava? How could we be happy? So see, word order totally doesn't matter. Look, for, it says, our own people, for, how, killing, happy, could be, O Madhava. That's to just read word by word, right? So you have to use the cases to put it together, right? So katam, how, killing, and what's the object of killing? Killing swajanam, our own people. How could we be shama? That's the verb. How could we be happy? Sukhinaha, O Madhava, O Krishna. Yad. Here's another big one. Sandhi. Yad. I want to break Sandhi. Yadi api ete. But without Sandhi, it's yad yup yete, yad yup yete. Oh, that's hard. It's for me, it's actually easier to break the Sandhi because I'm thinking what the words mean, right? It's yadi, if, upi, even, ete, yadi, and see, whenever e comes at the end of the vowel e comes before an or any vowel, any other vowel, you change to ya. And on those, if you see this, remember there are 4 semivowels in Sanskrit, right? Ya, la, ra. It's a ya, ra, la, va. Ya, ra, la, va. So e followed by a vowel changes to ya. U followed by a vowel changes to va. Re followed by a vowel changes to utter. And yeah, that's all you need to know. Okay, so that's why we had yad, yep, and that yad, yep, yete, napashanti. So yadi, upi is even. That's a indeclinable adverb. So even if yadi, ete, the I see. The subject of the sentence is at the end. Loba upahata chetasaha. That's a compound. That means these the Dhritarashtra's men. They're chetas. This is a compound. I don't know. Should we learn Bahuvri compounds today? There are several different kinds of compounding. And in English, we don't have a lot of compounding. Doghouse, the house of the dog. This is what they call Bahuvrihi compound. And Bahuvrihi is an example of a Bahuvrihi compound. Bahu means much, and vrihi means rice. So if I say Bahu vrihi, I'm saying it's a rich person. There's he who has much rice. So a Bahu vrihi compound actually is an adjective, and what it modifies, the referent, is not mentioned in the terms of the compound. So it's really some person. Devadatta is a Bahuvrihi, is a person who has much rice, but you just say much rice. Or in Buddhism, long ears. They call the Buddha long ears, but that's a Bahuvrihi compound. It's he who has long ears is called long ears. Well, I think we actually use that in English sometimes, right? I think actually in linguistics, the term Bahuvrihi, there's no term in the Greek and Latin grammarians for that kind of compound. I think the word Bahuvrihi has come into play in contemporary linguistics for the name of that kind of compound. Long ears. I don't know. Eight-wheeler. We're not talking about the truck, this 18-wheeler. We're not talking about the truck who has 18 wheels. We're talking the person who drives it. He's an 18-wheeler. That's a Bahuvri compound. He's an 18-wheeler. He drives an 18-wheeler, a truck. Okay, you look perplexed.
I'm trying to think of another example.
Yeah. Okay.
No, yeah, I'm trying to.
Okay,
So
well
you're
that's
saying-
what this loba upata chetasaha.
So when there's
Those whose chetas
yeah.
mentality has been stricken by loba, greed.
Greed.
Greed. So those who have so see the referent is not mentioned inside the compound. It's those who have chetas, intelligence, that has been afflicted, upahata, the loba, upahata becomes lobo upata. Those who have been afflicted by greed do not see. Even so, yadyapi eta, even though those people do not, whose intellect has been afflicted by greed, do not see. They do not see things the way I see them, right? Actually, we need an accusative to follow the pushyanti, the verb. So we get that in the next line. Kula kshaya kritam dosham mitra drohe chapatakam. They don't see this. They don't see that there's a defect, a dosha, that's in Ayurveda, right? They talk about the doshas, right? What's the common word for translating dosha? What?
Constitution or a humor or a.
I mean, it's got to be negative here. It's a defect or something, right? They don't see the problem of
Imbalance.
your what? Imbalance.
An imbalance, maybe.
Yeah, that's more Ayurvedic. This is more. It's a flaw.
Yeah.
They do not see the flaw that comes, kritam, past passive participle of kri, to make, made by destruction of the family, kula. Kula,
What's that?
Kula is, there's a whole big school of yoga in Kashmiri Shala called Kula Yoga, right?
Okay.
The yoga of the family, right? Everyone is in the family. Everyone's on the path of Shiva, even the Buddhists. I'm sorry. Okay, mitra drohe chapatakam. They don't see this, right? They don't see it because their chetas have been afflicted by loba. They don't see that the flaw is made by destruction of the family, and the patakam, and the falling into treachery, droha, treachery to friends, mitra drohe. That's Lakadi. They do not see the problem in falling into the treachery to friends. They don't see it, but we still shouldn't kill them. They're wrong. Their minds are, but it's still wrong. Okay. How are we doing? Okay. Anybody want to try one now? You want to try?
Which verse are we on?
39.
39, yeah.
Yeah. So it starts with katam.
Katam.
Yeah, katam na ye
Yeyum.
yeyama.
No, yeyum, and then that breaks the Sunday. And then asmabi.
Asmabi papa dasman nivartitum.
Nivartitum.
Sulakshaya kritam dosham prapashya virjanardana.
Very good. That was very good. That was very good. And notice that's the same phrase that came earlier, right? They don't see this kulaksha kritam dosham, the flaw made by destruction of the family. But we do. Katam na. Nyayam. This is a little hard. Nyayam. Katam, how can we not know asma be? That's instrumental plural. How can it not be known by us to cease nivartatum? That's an infinitive. To cease from this sin. We, and then by us. How can it not be known by us? Notice, asma bi is the first person plural instrumental pronoun, and then prapashya bir is the same. It's a present participle that has to modify, that is in the same case of the word that it modifies. The word that it modifies, asma bi, prashasyad bir. See, it is also instrumental plural. So we who do see, we who do see the dosha, the flaw made from destruction of the family. They don't see it, but we see it. So we have to stop, even if they kill us. We see how bad it is to kill. They don't see it. They're blinded by grief. They don't see the dosha, but we do see it.
And nivartitam.
So papa, right.
We should remember.
To cease from this sin.
Yeah.
We see, we know.
Yeah.
How can we, how can we not know to cease from this sin? We who see the dosha.
We should reject it.
Yeah, we should reject it. We see the flaw, the problem there. Okay, very good. Well, you want to try another one?
I'll do one.
You do
I
what?
just want to do the Devanagari. I'm trying not to cheat and look at the bottom.
Okay, good.
Kulakshaye
Yes.
pranashyanti kuladharma sanatana dharme nanste
Nashte.
nashte, all right, nashte kulam kirchnamadar
No, kritsnum.
kirtsnam
Adarmo.
let me see, kirtsnam
Break the Sunday, stop. And then adarmo. See, it's ma, but there's a hidden there. There's a hidden that goes with the next word.
kirtsnam kirtsnam adharma vibhavatuta.
Yeah, well, again, a Sunday.
Right.
Bhavati uta. T E changes to ya before any consonant. I mean, before any vowel in Sunday.
Biba.
Abhibhavati uta.
And then where does the Sunday quit stop there? Biba Vatiyuta.
Bhavati uta.
Okay.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
You want to translate it? There wasn't a whole lot of, there wasn't any Sunday in the first line.
Kula shaye. Kula shaye. I don't know. Prana Syanti Kula Dharma Sanatana. Can you translate that straight
No,
up?
no, of course not.
Alright,
I mean, not without cheating.
So what's the subject? What's the noun?
The family again, or Fred? Oh no, sorry.
The Kula Dharma?
What's the noun? What's the subject?
The
Nominative.
community.
Kula shaye. Kula Dharma.
Exactly right. Kula Dharma is the subject. So the Dharma of the family,
Dharma of the family.
and then find a verb.
Dharma of the family. Pranashyanti.
That's the verb. Very good.
Verb. Kulakshaye is the. Why repeat it? Kulakshaye.
Well, Kulakshye is less locative. So Kula Dharma. So the locative sometimes is called a locative absolute. So it's sort of like not only in or on, but when. So when there is the destruction of the family, Kulakshaye, locative, it's sort of Kulakshaye understood sati. That's called a locative absolute. The locative sort of off to itself as a whole sort of idea to itself. Given the destruction of the family, then you get the nominative plural, kula dharma. The dharmas, the principles, the moral principles of the family, pranashanti, are destroyed. And what kind of kula dharma are they? They're the sanatana. That modifies kula dharma. The eternal dharmas of the family will be destroyed in the destruction of the family. So when the family is destroyed, the dharma, the principles of being a family, and sanatana, I mean, I don't know, I beg to differ, I don't think they're eternal. But yeah, that's what it says, okay, and then continue. Oh, another locative absolute, dharma nashte. When the dharma is destroyed, dharma nashte, and then we look for a nominative.
It seems like it can also be just like ancient, right, rather than eternal.
Yeah, okay, good,
Oh, that makes
good.
sense.
It makes more sense. That's good.
Or
It's always a good translator rule to try to make it make the best sense.
What line is that?
The principle of charity.
Prana.
The ancient dharmas of the family will be destroyed, will
Yes.
perish.
Yeah, right. Santana can be like can't that be like a stream or like mind stream is sometimes like Santana?
Yes, Sanatana.
So, yeah,
Yeah, the Sanatana dharma. Yeah, that's
okay.
stream. Sanatana. That's right. Actually, that comes from that root. Sanatana.
Like the guitar player.
I think.
Carlos Sanatana.
Wrong.
No, but he's also a little old. He was that ancient.
Okay.
Had a long run.
Okay, but when the dharma is destroyed, kulam, kritsnam, adharmo. I see. This is a little hard because kulam's accusative, means it's the object of the verb. and the subject is adharma. Right? So adharma will conquer, overwhelms the entire family.
Mm-hmm.
So here's that, like, immorality.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, this is Arjuna talking,
I know.
right?
I don't
So
understand what he's saying.
he's trying to justify.
Okay.
He's trying to
His
justify.
feelings.
Yeah, his feelings,
Yeah.
and the reason he thinks this is a bad thing, and I don't know. I mean,
Absolutely.
yeah, I mean, because I find the next line offensive.
Okay.
Okay.
That's exciting.
You want me to do it?
Yes.
Yeah, please.
Okay. It's a yoga. Yoga.
Is this the one that you were talking about?
Yeah, this is what I was.
Oh yeah.
I was find this offensive.
Okay.
Adharma abhibhavat Krishna pradushanti kula striya strishu dushtasu varshneya jayate varnasamkara.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
when so conquered by, so ablative, right? Now, because of the conquering of adharma, the women of the family will pradushanti. They're I don't know, they
Spoiled, corrupted.
corrupted. Good, corrupted. They become corrupted. Okay, when the women are corrupted is another locative absolute. Strishu dushtasu varshne. That's a name for Krishna. When the women are corrupted, there's going to be a confusion of caste.
Mm-hmm.
So when the women are raped?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Remember, this is Arjuna.
Okay.
This is Arjuna before he's changed. He's just saying all the bad things that are going to happen. But some people take this more seriously. And I want to discount this in some way.
Well, it sounds a little bit like the Old Testament. Like
Yeah, it
so
does.
much of like the Mahabharata.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
To me, it's just as like
Yeah.
it's like battle war, God
Yeah, yeah.
killing everybody, and like
Yeah.
it sounds a little bit like that.
Yeah. We don't want our women to get corrupted.
Yeah.
As everything falls apart
Mm-hmm.
when the women,
It's always the women.
Well,
Who else is going to keep us dummies in line?
Excuse me?
Who else is going to keep us dummies in line?
Yeah, right. Okay. Moving on.
so he's saying if we engage in these battles, in this battle, then the women are going to be corrupted?
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense, does it?
Because they're the same caste.
They're the same cast, yeah, so.
Well,
It's just
remember,
like
he's
all these
trying.
terrible things are going to happen.
All
This
these
is
terrible
one of
things are
them.
going to happen. I mean, when you go out and kill people that you love, it's like you're throwing away all the moral principles.
Okay.
You're throwing out all the moral principles. And if you throw out all the moral principles, well, everybody's just going to be behaving in any kind of, I don't know, bestial way.
In more
Right.
ways. Okay.
And if everyone's behaving like that, then, we're all lost.
And I was gonna ask, adharma is like the opposite of principle,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Right.
Dharma,
So they're saying like
Dharma-
once
Dharma.
they lose the
Immorality.
principle,
yeah. Yeah, right.
there
And
goes the
very
women,
first,
there goes the,
Yeah, right.
right, the
Yeah.
very first word of the Gita is Dharma. Dharma, on the field of Dharma, on the field of righteousness.
righteousness. or
This is
whatever.
unrighteousness.
Right, immoral or.
Immorality, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll keep on with this this bad thing here for a while. I wanted to skip chapter 1. Sankaro narakaya yaiva kula gnanan kulasyacha patanti pitro kyesham lupta pindo lupta pinda udaka. It's udaka. Pindodaka, Pinda Udaka, Lupta Pindodaka Kriya. Okay, the Lupta is past passive participle of lup, which means to break, so broken. The Pindodaka, to show you that this is the traditional customs, which this never comes up later. Later on, Krishna attacks over and over again the ritualist, the Veda mongers. But here Arjuna is citing one of the rituals. The ritual is you offer Pindodaka. The ritual, Kriya is a ritual. Kriya means action, and rasa can mean a ritual. And the Pindodaka ritual is offering some kind of, I don't know, sweets or something in water, I think, to your ancestors.
Like Anjali?
Yeah. I don't know if it's very much practiced.
Rice balls?
Right, like rice balls, right. And so the practices, and the women carried out those practices, right? You put them in the morning, you put some, probably the crows eat them, right? But this is an old ritual. I don't think it's much practiced today. But this shows you his mindset, right? I mean, this is not Krishna talking, right? Krishna attacks rituals. He said they get you nowhere. But in the incorporation of the Bhagavad Gita into Hinduism, there's some fudging.
Wait, so when you keep saying, look, this is Arjuna talking, you're trying to point out to us, this is the guy who is sorely in need of a lesson that he's about to get, so
Right.
don't take him too serious.
Right,
Yeah, okay.
right,
All right. Yeah, okay.
right.
Yeah.
But there are some people who think that the Gita is so sacred, so holy that everything is super meaningful.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I
Okay.
can try the next one.
Excuse me?
Yeah, good.
Okay, great.
Dosai, Retai, Kuladhanam, Varna Sankara, Sankara Kai, Utsa Dante, Jati Dharma, Kula Dharma Shri, Saswata,
Okay. Try it again. Doshai,
Dosai,
Doshai,
Raite,
Etai,
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 Kula Ghananam,
Gnanam,
Kula Ghanam, Varna Sankara, Karakai,
Kai,
Utsa Gante,
Utsadyante,
Jati Dharma, Kula Dharma Shri,
Dharmascha.
Dharma Saswata.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Now, these you see that you see those two. You see the dot under the H in the first word, Doshire, Etai. Even the R in Doshire is also, that's Sandhi. That's really Doshai with a dot under the H, or in the Devanagari, it's those two dots, right? You see that at the end of the word. Now, one of my favorite Sanskrit authors is the Kashmiri Shaivite Abhinava Gupta. And Abhinava Gupta says, he says to his students, he says, it's very hard to pronounce Visarga. Visarga means half breath of the vowel that it comes after. So if you say Rama, it's so there's a kind of Rama. But here's Doshai, I, so there's a I It's a second I sound, but only a half breath. Abhinavagupta says if you pronounce Visarga correctly, you get immediate enlightenment. It's very hard to pronounce. It's almost like you have to suck your breath in. You don't want to make, so to accentuate it, it's do shai, a tai, right? And then at the end, kada kai, right? And dharma, see, the Visarga after jati dharma. And then that's also the sh before the ch in Kula Dharma is also a Visarga. Right? So if you break Sandhi, you restore the Visarga. And then Shwashvata also has Visarga. Shwashvata. Right? Okay, so let's translate this one. This one's a little hard. This is all instrumental. Doshai, Etai, Kula, Gananam. So, by means of the dosha, what do we call those? Flaws, defects, Etai, and Kadakai, and that means that make the Varna Sankara, the confusion of caste, Kula Gananam, that's belonging to those who, the dosha belonged to those who would kill the family. Utsadyante jati dharma. So the jati dharma, the caste dharmas will perish, and also the kula dharma, the shashvata.
So it is an interesting argument though, right? Because he is anticipating an argument that Krishna's gonna make later,
Yeah.
which is that he should fight
Right.
because he's a kshatriya,
Right,
and that's his caste. And
Right.
he's saying, if I do this
right,
and I destroy caste, now we
Right.
might say that's a good idea, you should
Right.
destroy caste, but the argument Krishna's gonna give later
right,
is that he should fight
right,
because he's a warrior. But if he
Right.
believes that his act as a warrior is
Right.
going to undermine caste itself,
right,
you see?
right, right. But Krishna changes his tune.
Uh-huh.
At first, Krishna says, do your duty, you're a warrior, and so on. But then Arjuna insists. And then Krishna changes. Krishna changes.
Ah.
Krishna changes his teaching. He said, so I'll let you in. And then chapter 2 is called the Samkhya. It's the Buddhi Yoga. It's for he gives them a whole new worldview. He gives them a whole new worldview. It's really radical, where reincarnation is quite central.
Okay. You're right. Sure.
And everyone is practicing yoga and making progress
Oh, how nice.
to enlightenment. Yeah, I think Buddha, since the Buddha is enlightened, right, it spreads. You can't stop it, right? The Buddha's enlightenment means we all will be enlightened, right? I mean, I think that's a central.
Inshallah.
It may take, 100,000 lifetimes. Anyway, the same idea.
What's the Sankara over here?
The Sankara is confusion, or the mixture or something. Sankara.
Professor Phillips, did you say the whole verse?
Did we see?
Yeah.
Or did
Where
you?
are we seeing?
Okay.
I sort of lost my place.
Oh, we didn't translate the whole, he didn't.
Okay, Sankara. Okay, how were we? So
Confusion of caste.
Street shoot. Okay, Sankara. Ayunataka. Oh, okay.
I found the second line maybe.
Doshai Etai Kula no. Oh, we didn't get
About
the
that one, but we didn't get the
Udyante
second one.
Jati Dharma Kula Dharma Shashvata. So we're to 44 now, right?
Well, we didn't translate the last.
We didn't translate the last part.
43.
We
Okay,
didn't
the last part of
translate
43 is the Jati Dharma. The Jati is the caste Dharma.
Okay.
Will perish, and Cha, right? See the Cha at the end of Kula Dharmas, Cha, and the Dharmas of the family. Understood. I mean, the verb goes with that too. Will perish.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, and then 40, okay, 44. You didn't quite make it today.
It's fine. It's
Okay.
wonderful.
Great.
So we'll finish it next time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
good.
I put also so I did put in that folder Rules of Sunday if you want to look at them. I also put in the folder.
Maybe put the 8 cases.
I'm gonna put the 8 cases in the folder. Okay, I have to find a version that I like, but I will.
So I have a question in terms of English language.
Okay.
I can tell my English grammar is very weak. Is there a list of words that are defining what he's saying in terms of vocative and all that jazz?
So I'm gonna put that. He just asked me to put the 8 cases in that Dropbox, so I'm gonna do it. Okay. The other thing I put in there, okay, is a PDF of Forgive Me, and you should, and if you find it useful, you should go and buy it. Of Winthrop Sargent's translation, because
Okay, he has past, present, participle,
he
and
goes
and he explains that.
he gives all of these grammatical details that we're going through. So
Okay.
I'm cheating and looking along there, and I'm finding it very helpful. Here.
With Winford, with him, you don't need me.
No, we do. We need you. It's extremely helpful.
No, but he really spells it out.
There's
He
a
was an
copy.
editor for the New Yorker. He's very eloquent, but he does make mistakes.
Also, there's a copy in the lobby. You can look at it. If you're going to use it, buy it. But also, you can use the PDF. But also buy it. You know, give him your money. Thank you so much.
Yeah, send it. I'd love to have it. Do you have a PDF?
The,
I have
the
Okay.
translated.
Thanks. Could you send it to me?
I will. Right away.
The book is out.
Okay, namaste.
You're welcome.
Anybody trust me? Okay. Thanks for coming.
Stop
Okay.
putting on that thing.